There are a host of NBA players who get the recognition that they deserve because of their outstanding play on the court. However, there are others who might be known by the fan bases of their respective teams, but don't receive much national attention and won't be getting All-Star, All-NBA, or even All-Defensive nods anytime soon. But with that being said, here are the top performers in the NBA that people don't talk about. Be sure to leave a like on the video, as each like makes a massive difference for the channel, and comment down below who you feel to be the most underrated player in the NBA. To start off, it's only fitting that we travel to OKC for our first player, Aaron Wiggins. Aaron Wiggins was drafted 55th overall in the 2021 NBA draft and got a two-way contract after an impressive Summer League performance. However, he's now objectively been one of the best contracts in the entire NBA and is saving basketball. Well, I don't know about saving basketball, but he's having the best season of his NBA career. 12 points per game on 49% from the field, 39% from three, 39% on catch and shoot threes, and 83% from the free throw line. He's a smart mover off the ball. He's taking a large volume of his threes on and off the ball with confidence. His on-ball creation ability is the best it's ever been, and he's developed into more than a capable driver who's actually great at finishing at the rim, converting at 67% of his field goal attempts within 5 feet of the basket. Over his last 20 games, he's averaged 15 points per game on 48% from the field and 43% from three. He's hitting 42% on above the break threes this season and can be an effective cutter. He had a game this season where he dropped 41 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 made threes that got overshadowed because of the Luka Doncic trade that happened the same night. And he's already had 2 games this season with at least 25 points, 10 rebounds, and at least 5 made threes. His contract is just $45 million over 5 years, and the contract is a descending one. He's going to be pivotal for the OKC Thunder bench moving forward, and his outside shooting is much needed on this OKC Thunder team. Staying with the OKC Thunder, we need to talk about Cason Wallace, a player who's outstanding defensively while also being able to knock down threes. On the season, Cason has double the amount of steals at 110, then he has turnovers at 55. He is one of the better players in the league when it comes to keeping the ball handler in front of him and matching him stride for stride. He can cover great ground to make recoveries to the perimeter, and the discipline and instincts he has as a defender allow him to regularly block shots across the perimeter. He has fingerprints all over the game, as his defensive prowess allows him to completely disrupt the opposing team and get a collection of steals, deflections, and forced turnovers that create more offensive opportunities for the Thunder. This consequently means he's routinely a great positive on the floor. Offensively, he can be a factor in transition, is a good athlete that can put the ball on the floor and get to the rim, and is a career 39% three-point shooter on 3 attempts a game. Next, we're going to fly to New Orleans to talk about Trey Murphy III, and regardless of what's discussed today, amplify his stock next season tenfold, because this guy is legit future all-star. Going into the season, the Pelicans gave him a massive extension with the hopes of him being a Brandon Ingram replacement. However, he's blown all expectations out of the water. Before being ruled out for the season, he was averaging a career-high 21 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 3.5 assists through 53 games on the season, and demonstrated why he's such an adaptable player next to a franchise star like Zion Williamson. At 6'8", he's a high-volume three-point shooter at over 8 attempts a game, and shot 36% from 3, shot 40% from 3 on catch-and-shoot attempts at 5 a game, and is actually a 38% career three-point shooter. Mind you, this is not some stationary spot-up shooter, because in terms of shot range and shot volume, he's one of the best in the league. He has a high arcing shot and the confidence to pull up from Narnia when bringing the ball up the floor in transition, off the dribble, or when the ball is kicked out to him. He also launches absolute rainbows that demands respect from defenses, which again is perfect playing along an interior force like Zion, who over the past couple of seasons has demonstrated that he can be one of the better playmaking bigs. The thing is, he's way more athletic than people give him credit for. I've seen him finish a 360 lob, he can take off from pretty far and detonate at the rim, and his improved self-creation ability has taken his game to a whole nother level. He's now comfortable creating his own shot and getting ample separation to get his threes off the dribble. He can break down a defense and get by his man due to his improved handle with the capability of attacking the rim and finishing through contact. And when he's on, he's pretty much unstoppable. And I'm not saying unstoppable just so you can like the video or stay on the video. He does have games this season where he's made 5, 6, or even 7 made threes and gone off for 40 points. Guys, this is the time to buy your Trey Murphy III stock because he truly is a special player and makes the Pelicans' future a lot brighter than it looked earlier in the season. Next, we're going to be traveling to Boston and we're going to talk about a player named Kornet. Kornet isn't one of the first 7 names you'd think of when asked to name a Boston Celtic, but he generally is one of the best backup bigs in the league. Last night, he put up a 15 points, 16 rebound double-double against the San Antonio Spurs, while demonstrating his value as a rebounder on the offensive glass, keeping the play alive and creating more possessions for the Boston Celtics as a whole. He's a good screen setter and adequate roller, is a vertical floor spacer, he has solid feet to move laterally and can be a factor as a rim protector, and can play well in drop coverage, is a quick decision maker with the ball in his hands, and positions himself well to be found for easy opportunities from his teammates, whether that be running hard in transition, hovering in the dunker spot, or moving off the ball when others are ball watching. He's never going to get the credit he deserves since he plays on the most stacked team in the league, but he should be a highly coveted big in free agency. Lastly, we need to talk about Deni Avdija and his performances for the Portland Trail Blazers this season. I was really high on Deni Avdija in the 2020 NBA draft, overall due to his versatility, and even suggested that the Warriors should trade down from 2 if possible to try to select him. I fully do understand that the Wizards got a solid young piece in Bob Carrington with that 14th pick in the 2024 NBA draft as a result of this trade, but I still was absolutely perplexed when Washington traded in the offseason, but was also intrigued by what he would add to the wing depth for the Portland Trail Blazers. A few games ago, he dropped a stat line of 31 points, 16 rebounds, 8 assists on 9 for 18 shooting, and 5 from 8 from 3, and became the first Blazer since 1973 to have multiple 30, 15, and 5 games in the same season. Some Kendrick Lamar numbers. And over his last 10 games, he's averaged 20 points, 5 assists, and 10 rebounds on 48% from the field and 44% from 3. Deni has an unassuming appearance and doesn't seem like the most athletic person in the world, but he's more than capable of putting the ball on the floor, getting downhill, and being a more than adequate finisher. In that, he has the ability to absorb contact and the concentration to follow through, a solid handle and footwork, the ability to accelerate and decelerate in the half court and transition. He's a more than capable break starter who can push the pace and playmaking in transition, is effectively a 6'9" slasher on the floor, and is effective defensively due to his physical profile. Since All-Star break, Deni has averaged 21 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists on 50% from the field and 45% from 3 on 5 attempts a game, and is still on the 4-year deal he signed with the Wizards that's just valued at $55 million. He won't be an unrestricted until the summer of 2028, where he'll only be 28 years of age, and on a roster that's filled with Shaedon Sharpe, Scoot Henderson, and Anthony Simons, he provides much needed help and versatility on the wings. Portland got a great one. Guys, be sure to let me know down below who you feel are the most underrated players in the league, and what you feel about the players I listed in this video. Which one of them is your favorite, and how are they contributing to your favorite team? Also, be sure to leave a like on the video, and check out the last few videos I did on the most disappointing teams of this NBA season, and the video I did on how NBA players have fared in March Madness. Again, be sure to leave a like as that makes a massive difference for the channel. See you in the next one. Stay tuned.